Early rotations. It's a purple start for Sensui. The opposite for King.
Interesting. So they want to end up on the opposite sides of the map at the very least, and well, sorry, the same sides of the map. But at the very least, we need to understand a couple of things, right? Number one, if we are expecting the say it. Hello, say it. Please.
Okay,
buddy.
As you were saying, very similar as first game.
Yeah.
Heart stopping.
Heart stopping, real, truly. I think at the very least we're expecting, in terms of the quote-unquote the EXP laners, Edward is always going to be able to make it to the neutrals faster than Takashi. It's just a matter-of-fact sort of situation, right? So RRQ AKIRA needs to add that into their calculations and really protect the gold lane.
It is the skin, by the way, right? So.
Oh, there it is, yes!
Yeah, there it is. And it's funny, too, because as you talk about the gold lane here, Gideon, you know, you also mentioned even the Ube back in what it was M3 you mentioned. So now still Ube going to be the play here for this game. And even looking at the emblems, you can see they mean business.
They mean a lot of business as well. Fighter emblems coming from Benedetta, Atypical, Impure Rages coming all around for the side of Blacklist International, and Takashi having, I mean, he's on the ground. He needs this Weapon Master to really kind of step up and maintain control over that wave, or at the very least minimize the time he stays in it.
What I'm excited for is eventually what items these two teams build. If the Benedetta will be very different from the way Tekash built it, what kind of grok we're going to be seeing in the hands of Astro Thunder, and how they're prepping up for this first turtle, by the way. About 5 seconds from now, Blacks International small lead, 2 minutes in.
In case anybody was wondering when Blacklist International skin came out, quickly post that on screen. Every single time it happens, I'm going to mention it. But for now, at least, Takashi, he's going to hit level 4, which is great, but Sagan isn't level 4.
They're exactly where they want to be here. Again, going to force just King out. Even with the Electro final blow, Luis going to jump in with the guiding wind. Takashi looking for his own entry point, holding on to that wild charge.
Whoa!
King, though, will get the turtle. A good choice of positioning there for RRQ AKIRA.
Oh!
Almost, but it was Edward that also went down in that exchange.
Oh, okay. Battle spells are already coming out here. Things are looking much better for RRQ AKIRA at the very least. I mean, Renegades here to top him back up so that Oheb can stay in lane, but here comes Sagan and Luis.
The flank!
They're here. Oheb gonna dodge that shot, so he should be fine. Gonna have the heal as well.
Bang!
Okay, torn apart memory, not gonna find the mark.
Tether's going to keep him topped up, but even Renegade is running out of mana at this point. So again, Blacklist International, as the mid lane is under control, RRQ AKIRA putting a lot of focus down and reinforcing the gold. But even so, these neutral objectives, right, it should have fallen into the hands of Blacklist International, but unfortunately they weren't able to fully reset this turtle. Small mistakes, not that big of a deal. At the end of the day, Blacklist International, with or without the turtle, really makes no difference.
That's interesting. Looking at the gold earned, Tekash on top. That means he hasn't missed a single wave, and he's been hitting on cue. Wow. Hasn't really moved. Now Sensui playing footsies with King. Renegade going to be healing him up. Oh, it's not going to break out into a full-on fight.
Yeah, just making their way up here. You see a lot of the focus, though, once again, where they want to on that gold lane, like Gideon mentioned earlier. This is crucial for both teams here. So certainly going to be used by Luis, but they just pull back for now. Once again, we're still 30 seconds away from that turtle.
But why, though? But why would you want to go for the Circling Eagle in moments like this? Like, I guess it's just to open up the map, and I think Takashi, at the very least, yes, proxy that wave. Keep Edward stuck in that lane for as long as possible. Get that information about how many jungle creeps are still available down on that bottom side. Relay it back to your jungle and keep control over this top. 6 more seconds until that turtle. And I think this time, RRQ AKIRA, wow, okay.
Oh. Well, the whole team here for this one right now. Once again, both gold laners going to this other side of the map, so they're going to find a work around it. But if RRQ AKIRA can secure themselves to the second turtle, they're going to be on their way to a better position than they were in the previous game, and right now they're after it. So Blacklist International, how's the answer? King's going to be able to secure the turtle, and they disengage after it. They make the right choice. RRQ AKIRA now gets the next objective.
Okay, it's RRQ AKIRA this time around, playing a game of inches. They're not going to force the issue, not going to go for big wins. Instead, they'll take turtle after turtle, win these lanes, and then eventually, when are we looking for them to get the payoff? Oh, wait, Gusta.
Gusta going to be in trouble here. Whittled down and taken down easily for Yue. Putting him on the board. So caught, again, this is kind of what we expect here with this lineup from Blacklist.
There's your answer, Leo. That's exactly what they wanted to do. Catch him off that rotation and make sure that once Oheb gets his very first item, then he's ready to rumble. More importantly so, right? Keep in mind that at least with King, he does have an inbuilt cleanse. So every time you see Edward trying to go for that, you know, Electro Final Blow into Petrify, it's not necessarily effective, but it does force out the heavy spin.
I mean, in a combat situation, yes, but look at the map. Blacks International finding these windows, finding their angles, pushing bottom lane in. So already the King of Kings' map, very small. Oheb farming up, using that real estate. Look at that. 4K at 6.
Yeah, they're doing well at taking well, not really no man's lands POIs like River Crab, but also getting small invades, taking away Kobolds, taking away Beetles at the same time. And I think a lot of it is just well done. Oheb is just very efficient at what he does, and Yue is doing a good job at making sure that Sagan is a little late on that rotate, and even if he does rotate late, he's losing out on EXP. Thus why we see the EXP difference between Yue and Sagan.
Oh, KL1 is eating good. Look at that, almost 1,000 ahead. Sensui catches a face full of CC from these two chunky boys up top. Sensui wants to engage.
Still Takashi, quite tanky himself, should be just fine. Waiting for the rest of the team. He gets whittled down quite a bit though, but Sagan has an answer of his own. But that's the thing. Renegade there to heal him up, and now a third turtle of the game for the takings. Luis gonna go in, circling Yue already taking the brunt of damage, gonna get shot down by Sagan. Still gonna fight it down, heavy spin used, King gets the third turtle. Still gonna fight it out, the wild charge comes through. Edward has to get out of there, but Oheb to answer, finds the kill on Takashi.
Nicely played by RRQ AKIRA. They force Yue to use the Purify as well as the Black Shoes to pull him out of position, but Takashi, he's so greedy. He's like, one power in nature. Just give me that kill over Edward. Let me hold it above his head.
All right, say what you will about that, biting him in the behind, but something tells me RRQ AKIRA have to go that fast, have to be just a little greedy, because come the mid-game, and we're fast approaching, by the way, folks, despite being a 0-3 on Turtles, I think Blacks International has a great future in them. And when I say future, I'm saying maybe 2 minutes in, because looking at that last engagement for that last turtle fight, you have to admit, mana is life and life is mana. As long as Renegade has mana and his skills aren't cooldown, RRQ AKIRA have to think about how to use their kit very, very specifically.
And that's why Sagan feels like he's so neutered in this game. It's like, oh yeah, I hit the nastiest skill shot from the longest range possible. Renegade is like, what? Didn't feel that.
That did what?
That did what? Did it happen? Nah, don't worry, it's just a scratch. It's just a flesh wound.
That's one of the strengths though here, and now the focus. Once again, the landing shot, but Yue gonna be healed back up. Gusta Lagusta also picking up that Malefic Roar, so they hold it together here. But RRQ AKIRA needs to be able to go toe-to-toe in a lot of these team fights and skirmishes.
Yeah, and so far still, you see RRQ AKIRA getting big wins, but it's not converting into real estate. Nothing on the map is going their way.
Oh, King trying to pull something off of there. Already using the heavy spin, now he's going to be the focus. RRQ AKIRA trying to hold on to this tier 1 in the top lane.
This is actually kind of interesting. I feel like RRQ AKIRA are getting a little creative with this, right? There is a possible angle where they're able to use the Circling Eagle Guiding Winds to pull King into a back position and use the heavy spin to push them outside of the turret range. It's a radical idea, but I don't know. It's going to need a little bit of testing from RRQ AKIRA to find the moment to do so.
Yep. Here we see 9 minutes in. Lord spawning in the lower quarter. Looking at the item game, still Oheb 1,000 gold ahead. Takash fails to cancel the recall. What's the item game looking like here? Heptases, Malefic Roar, Host Claws, the Fury already onto Oheb. Oh yeah, and again, key pickup here for Yue. The Queen's Wand.
Oh man, I've missed seeing Oheb on an international stage. Just to see him, you blink 1 second and he's already 1,000 gold up, man. And he maintains it somehow.
Let's see if they can once again play around this objective. RRQ AKIRA knew what they had to do going to game 2.
Oh.
They've done an outstanding job still. Can they pull this one off? Louise going to use that Circling Eagle. They're trying to lure Blacklist International towards this side of the map. They got to watch out for Edward as well, looking for his own angle.
Everyone is visible. Save for Oheb. All right, he shows himself. All right, everyone is still visible. The statement still stands. I don't know where this dance is going, by the way. Both of them are willing to crack, I think.
I think both sides actually want to team fight pretty hard, but Renegade is being protected from all angles, and I think RRQ want to force out his ult.
Oh, they don't know where Abunjinjing is. The Echo spots out 3, make that 4. They don't know where Edward is.
Yeah, they gotta watch out for Edward. He's hugging this side here, looking for his own entry point. He's gonna force him back. Edward trying to focus him down, already using the Electro final blow. Gusa Lagusa, though, wants to kill. The heals are there. King gets the Lord, and they're gonna run for the base. Gusa Lagusa is gonna fall, but RRQ Akira gets the objective.
Whew, okay. All right, ooh boy, a lot of things are going on in that particular fight, and I think at the end of the day, just well done to King. Despite the chaos and madness, was still able to secure the Lord for themselves. But keep in mind, Oheb, look at him just chunk out these turrets.
All right, they're gonna get the defense on tier 1 in mid, but I gotta say again, Blacklist International is so good on the turn. Something tells me they don't mind losing out on the level 1 Lord.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's not Luminous. It doesn't have the added charge to guaranteed structures, and still, even without the charge, Edward is still finding places on the map to squeeze himself in to milk the gold out of RRQ Akira's structure.
Oh,
no, he should be okay,
King.
right?
Yeah, he should be fine. Yeah, he's quite tanky himself, but they're gonna throw a lot here, trying to get that mid turret down. But still, Edward doing his own work. This is what he loves to do.
Come on.
Thumbs up, gives it to him, gets the turret. An Electro final blows to safety. He's just fine.
Abunjinjing wails away, cracks that tier 2 up top with impunity. No one could tell him anything.
Yeah, Mr. Papadopoulos was able to find RRQ Akira slacking. All these motions and movements is starting to get to RRQ Akira's head, right? They got to calm down. They really have to assess the situation. They start overcommitting. That's when Blacklist finds the holes to get that gold in their pockets, because before this, it was 2-2, dead even. 500 gold difference. Now it's 1.7k only because they were caught slacking.
Yep. Something tells me RRQ Akira is holding out for one more big ticket moment. The clutch that they're looking for, that ramp up, they'll get more aggressive when Takash says yes, when Takash says go. Takash has to hide in these bushes way better. He has to get that flicker while charge more consistently.
Oh, this could be his moment. He's actually looking for it here. They're going to press the go. But they're going to get whittled down here already. King being stopped in his tracks. Meanwhile, Edward pushing the top side. RRQ Akira, they've got to go answer to this.
Okay, they at least respect the fact that they know the purifiers are up. If they pulled the trigger and forced it, they would have just bumped into Blacks International, they would have healed and then punished. So at least they know that.
I mean, the most that they would get is probably Oheb, since he's the only one without the Purify. He's just confident that he can get out of every situation regardless. But I think that at least for the side of RRQ Akira, it's starting to get a bit uncomfortable for them because they need their entire composition to be together to actually make something happen. Blacklist International are totally fine playing 4-1 here because remember, Benedetta is just so much faster on the rotation compared to Takashi's Grok.
Dare I say, it can be 3-1-1. It's Renegade and the other two elsewhere splitting up. It's just Renegade plus. Doesn't matter. He's the heel man.
He's now the heel man, from hitman to heel man, and working for this Lord now. Once again, like we saw previously, Blacklist International, they were fine even losing that first Lord, but this one they're going to want to fight. They're going to want to force RRQ Akira to dance here, and that's exactly what they do. Multiple anti-heal items also for RRQ Akira could help turn the tide of the fight.
Lord Dance already initiated. Blacklist with a slight advantage. Sensui with the pull and the hard reset by Takash.
Nicely done coming in from Takashi. Keep in mind, King is a level ahead of Sensui, so generally it's in his advantage, but they gotta be careful, right? They gotta make sure that they're cleaning up these waves because Blacklist International are gonna keep pulling them apart. Look, Edward on the bottom side. Oh, whoa, hey,
they're gonna try to sandwich them off here in the mid lane. Yue gets the heal through.
Whoa!
King gonna use the heavy spin. He's gonna lock down Renegade, but where's the follow-up? They couldn't get it in time. Now Takashi goes in with a wild charge, but he's gonna get cut off from the team. Has to flicker out. Everything thrown here, and Blacklist International has the go for the Lord.
All right, good news for RRQ Akira. Louise and Sai can still have their flicker, but bad news is Blacklist International makes a beeline for the Lord. They're blitzing this.
That right there is just gonna be a free Lord here for Blacklist International at this point, and we'll see how they march into the base of RRQ Akira. Again, they have work to do. RRQ Akira trying to hold down as much as they can in mid lane. But what can they do with this pressure from Blacklist International?
I think that RRQ AKIRA, they need to, I mean, besides the fact that they need to clean up some of their wave management overall, I'm actually quite proud of them. The fact that they've been able to hold on this long in this particular manner against Blacklist International, of all teams out there, their big plateau that they've been trying to take over since M3. But in the meantime, I think the only way that they're going to be able to get ahead is if they can bait out that ult coming in from Renegade, force him to use it like they did just now. I mean, everything was going well for them. They were getting everything except they were getting stat checked, and the waves weren't in their favor. If we revert back time, if we had cleaner waves and we had the exact same execution, maybe RRQ AKIRA might have been able to bounce back.
We're looking at 16 minutes game time. Blacklist International about 5,000 gold ahead. All waves crashing in, synchronized, orchestrated masterfully by the House of Black. They pulled through up top. Luis very low.
Edward already using that electro final blow. They still have to deal with the Lord here in the base of RRQ AKIRA. Most likely will lose the second turret as they do in the bottom side, holding on to that mid lane base turret.
Oh, the only one left. The main artery that RRQ AKIRA has to protect. Long lane, dead lane. Blacks International is going to have the Lord dances of their lives. It's so much easier for them to get this Lord coming up in a minute and a half, but something tells me, I reckon, gentlemen, might not even get there because Blacklist, they want to push in.
They're going to push it in into the base. RRQ AKIRA trying to hold it down. They're trying their best. They keep them at bay, and with that, they stay in this game a little bit longer.
That was very, very nice coming in from RRQ AKIRA. Very, very nice indeed. Just nice movement coming in from Gusta. Lagusta getting out of the way from especially from the Electro Final Blow, right? Which is the main engage tool for Blacklist International at the end of the day, other than Sensui. But for the most part, you don't want Sensui to be that far forward, and more so that it gets split off. You don't want your front line to get split up from your back line, which is what King has been trying to do this entire game. He's gotten close, but not there. Not almost there, you know, not there just yet.
Okay, the fact that we're looking at 3 and 2 at about 17 and a half minutes means RRQ AKIRA aren't forcing anything. They're letting these battle spells and these ults do the work for them, and they're paying the price on map real estate, on space, partly on farm. You know, 6K is a pretty hefty gap between you and your opponents, but at least you're not losing immediately. You're still in this. You've extended the game to a point wherein you can learn, you can adjust, and you can force out these engages. And to be fair, I think this Lord, it's not as 100% the Blacklist as it could be. But wait, they're engaging.
Luis gonna go with that circling eagle. Sensui was looking for his own entry point. Has to respect the damage though. Coming out from Gusta Lagusta, now Lord gonna spawn here as they get us situated. Still Edward putting the pressure on the bottom side.
No, RRQ AKIRA have to get ahead of the game right now. They need to start proxying these waves as soon as possible. All these waves are going to be coming in from every single side, and if they don't get a solid grip on the management, it's going to be a problem, right? As long as Takashi is relaying the information on what exactly Edward is doing, RRQ AKIRA might be able to make it happen. Oh, whoa, okay, that's interesting. Oh, he's actually so low!
He's playing with a little danger here. He still has the Black Shoes and the Purify, so will get healed back up. RRQ AKIRA, though, wants to put the pressure on Sensui. They're going to find the lockdown with a heavy spin. There's the heal, though,
Bang!
But they get the kill. King able to get it in. Takashi goes in with a wild charge, but they still have to turn the tide. Edward leading the front. They're going to back off for now. RRQ AKIRA still looking for more. They're happy with Sensui down, but they got to manage the waves as well into the base.
So many ults spent, so many battle spells spent for taking down one key hero. And they can't even capitalize because, again, as you mentioned, Joseph, they had to send people back home.
To me, I think it's totally worth it here. This is the first mistake we actually see coming out from Blacklist International. And now, oh, whoa, whoa, whoa!
Oheb also in the front of the side here, still dealing with it. Takashi comes to join Edward, though, holding on with that immortality as well. They're buying so much time, waiting for Sensui to get back for this. Once again, Luis with the circling eagle. They'll find Yue. Now Renegade there. King can't find the lockdown on Oheb just yet. Finds him in the corner. Shot's not going to land. He still has the immortality. They have to work for it. Immortality finally popped. Takashi looking for the follow-up. It's only King still waiting for it, but he's going to be whittled down. Guiding wind down. What a save from Luis.
The Brazilian Express from Manila to Rio de Janeiro. He saved King.
Oh my God! I thought Takashi messed up there, but no, all part of the plan. RRQ Akira are here to play.
Oh, Edward's not done though.
Edward still keeping him at bay. This is going to be a Lord for Blacklist International. RRQ Akira, they're going to have to recuperate here and wait for Gusta Lagusta to get up to defend the base to stay in this series.
The long con. Amazing situational awareness by Blacklist International. You can mess up the pieces, but you can't beat the master plan. Amazing recovery from Blacklist, despite having noticed, if I'm not mistaken, the longest guiding wins I've seen in quite a while. They still have their eyes on the prize. Amazing Lord pickup, an evolved Lord scored by Black.
They're going to go ahead and zone out Sensui here with the wild charge as well. Immortality going to be popped, but Renjay and Oheb here, they want to get back to the base. Edward trying to cut them off, focusing on Gusta Lagusta. Has an immortality of his own. Lord now making its way down the mid side as well. RRQ Akira trying to hold it all together here. They're going to clear the waves. Immortality from Edward already popped. Still working for it. Takashi keeps him at bay. Sensui falls. Torn apart memory. Goes through. It's a double for Gusta Lagusta. The shot gonna land. Luis goes in, but they're done. It's a disaster for him as he gets taken down. But they stay in the game. RRQ Akira with a defense.
Overheat! Overheat!
Blacklist International could have ended right then and there. But RRQ Akira took down the minions, attacked the Lord, and believed in whatever's out there and said, you know what, we're not gonna go down like this. Not here, not now. Here's the instant replay. I could have sworn that was it. I could have sworn there was like a minion here, a minion there, and the Lord, I guess they were out of range.
I mean, look at it, right? All of it boils down to, does Renjay have his ult? That's all it boils down. And if we're thinking, hey, Blacklist, they're the ones who overheated. Guess what? RRQ Akira do the same. They feel the exact same way. I'm an empath, of course I know.
Whew. Okay, to be fair,
they can get Oheb. That might just be game over.
Well, JC Sumandal says it's game. Indeed, it is game. The mandate of the King of Kings say, get the ult off of the Hitman, get those purifies off, and then we're talking business.
And with that, we're 30 seconds away from this next Lord here. So RRQ Akira, you gotta give props to them. They've done a great job. Their base has been exposed for a while, but they're staying in this game. And now we get to the point of this game where, you know, immortality start to play a role, Wind of Natures, the item jungling and everything else between both these teams. Look at the real-time win rate.
All right, 75-25, that's pretty reasonable. That's not bad. All right, can I just say, I'm surprised. The gold lead just shrank, like in a snap, down to 700.
It's honestly not as bad as it seems, other than the fact that the structures are missing and they don't have any inhibitors. But considering that, you know, Luis is very clearly subscribed to Grab Unlimited, he is saving his members time and time again.
He's got that super app.
He's got the super app.
Anything you need, man.
Anything you need.
Shields, heals.
Wait a second.
Positioning.
Hold up.
Damage, he has a good amount of wisps.
He's got a good amount of wisps, but Sagan is really starting to double up on the damage compared to everybody else. The poke is actually putting in a good amount of work. And not to mention that Gusta Lagusta.
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa! Edward could be in trouble here. Gets away fine, though. Torn apart memory was going to be used as well.
Oh!
Dodging that shot as well. He backs off, trying to get back to base.
Close.
But RRQ Akira did it. This is what they wanted. They wanted this positioning for this Lord to at least start it up. Blacklist International, though, still here, healing back up with the heal man, and Luis taking a brunt of damage himself.
Okay, they need to go for the pull this time around, especially since previously, Gusta Lagusta, they know where he was. Big Astral Echoes there. Spots 3, maybe 4. Oheb protects his position. All right, here we go. RRQ Akira finally able to pull the Lord out.
This has got to be really annoying for RRQ Akira, right? They want to play a standard game, but they always have to do the housekeeping every single time. Chores, 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 chores. Blacklist International can patiently wait it out. It's not, the onus is not on Blacklist International to do anything here. And if RRQ Akira really want to start rolling the dice, I'm confident Sensui is probably going to win that out, especially considering that at least the Grok, he needs to be nearby. But at the same time, you got to clear that bot side.
And not only with that, again, Luis going to go in with a circling eagle, keeping them at bay, still dancing for this Lord here. It's about half health RRQ AKIRA finding it very difficult to find the zone positioning to favor them. Blacklist International knows that they're whittled down a little bit. They don't have as much heal as they do.
Oh no!
So Edward gonna force them back towards that side. Sagan gonna look at the damage there. They gotta respect it. Yue holding down that mid.
Man, if somebody is going to make TikTok... Whoa! Okay, no. They're not going to completely commit to this, right? They're not. Okay, they're going to back off. Thank goodness. Because if anybody's going to make TikTok content, you should see how quickly Blacklist International make that decision. They all of a sudden, they see Sagan on that top side. Let's start taking space. Sagan disappears. They start giving away space.
And slowly but surely, RRQ AKIRA have garnered up quite the lead. 1,000 gold ahead already. 26 minutes in. The patience between these two teams, faded as they are to face off against each other year after year after year in the M series. It's coming down to this, the fact that we might see a game 3 because RRQ AKIRA have been learning. They've been figuring it out and they've been taking care of their lanes, their waves.
Real talk, boys. At what point do you start screaming into your secret lab chair hoping that something is going to happen? Because I don't have the patience, and that's why I'm not a pro.
It could be here again. Edward jumping in the backside. Lord, a fourth of the health. Louise goes in. Oheb gonna get pushed back. Sensui also half health. Torn apart memory already gonna be used. Still whittling it down. Yue holding the front line and healed back up through Renegade. Lord resets again.
Drats foiled again. Both teams holding on. And again, the patience from both of them. They both know. They both are championship caliber world-class athletes. They know that patience is what holds you down, what changes the fact that you're still here and you're not losing. But wait, King holding this push.
They're trying to cut them off here. King could be in trouble. Heavy spin still has the immortality. Lord, is it going to go for another reset? Both teams still respecting the damage possible here. It's whittled down. It's going to come down. Sensui gets the Lord, wins the retry battle. Now Luis on the run alongside King. They have to get back to the base. They have to get ready for this defense.
That's a fumble. That's a fumble if I've ever seen one.
The problem is that the fumble happened so far away, right? Luis overextends, uses the circling eagle, jumps toward where King was hiding, forcing him to use the heavy spin. That was his only way to keep himself clean from CC.
Something tells me it was Blacklist International's initiative as well to let King and Luis take that long bush down bottom to position them for the perfect. Something tells me they manufactured the fumble.
They manufactured the I mean, I gotta hear some mic checks to know that for sure. It's all theoretical, but well played so far for Blacklist International as RRQ are on the defense.
They have to stay in the game, and
oh, no!
jump in right on Gusa Lagusa, forcing the wind of nature. Lord's gonna be half health. They have to work it out. King using heavy spin. Can RRQ stay in for this game? Torn apart memory gonna be used again. Luis gonna fall. Base going down. The code is strong as Blacklist International sweeps this series.
History repeats itself as Blacklist International once again defeats RRQ AKIRA in tonight's closer.
Oh man, as Blacklist